Pretty sure 4/17/71, Princeton University, the Pigpen Love Light Brooklyn Bridge show. Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. And I know you're not pretty sure because you were there.
I'm not pretty sure either because I was there too.
So nobody's asked me about my first Dead show ever. It was April, I believe it was 1971, Princeton University. It was my one and only time having the pleasure of seeing Pigpen perform. I was like 15 years old. I was been listening to the Grateful Dead since about 1968, which was crazy. I was a huge Deadhead before I even smoked pot ever in my life. And I was so excited because the Grateful Dead were playing Princeton University, which is near where I lived. And it was, I think it was, there was a couple prices. It was $3.50. It was maybe like $5 was the high ticket price. So I went big. I went $5. And the big day came around, and my dad drove me, and he dropped me off. He's like, I'm gonna be here like this. You have to be home by like 10 o'clock or something, which is ridiculous because it was New Riders of the Purple Sage with Jerry on pedal steel and Grateful Dead. So there's no way I was gonna be home at 10 o'clock. So let the games begin. New Riders came on. Jerry was playing pedal steel. I can't find a recording of it, but it was like amazing. It was so much fun. Everybody was digging it. Everybody was having a good time. And then the Grateful Dead came out and they started playing, and it was like I was so excited because it was first time. And I thought Jerry was going to be the star, and he was not the star. Like Bob Weir was in the middle of the stage. I'm like, what is up with that? And then the show started going, and it was like primal 71 Dead. It was like they had just lost Mickey Hart. I didn't know that at the time. And they just got going, and it was like Skull and Roses live. What can I say? And I was in fucking heaven, let me tell you. And halfway through the show, I started not feeling good. And I hadn't been drinking, hadn't been smoking, nothing. And
let me interject. I really am concerned about this part. Like this is huge. So please continue. Like you didn't feel good. Please, like.
So I started feeling bad. And I wasn't sure like what to do. And the show just kept getting better and better. They did this Good Loving with this fucking amazing drum solo. It was like so clean, so precise. And I was watching it, and then Pig was doing his thing, like the funniest rap ever. And I was trying to enjoy it, and I was like, I wasn't feeling good. And I started like feeling really bad. But the show kept getting better. And then they were doing Love Light, which at the time was my absolute favorite song. And at that point in the show, I was doubled over in pain. I could barely stand up.
But this was the show where he was introducing Barbara and
and it was happening right. It was happening right in front of me.
One of the most iconic shows ever.
And it was happening right in front of me. I was like a couple feet from Barbara, whoever she was, and he was pointing at her and pointing at him, and I'm just going, this is cracking me up. But anyway, I made it through the end of the show, and I was really not doing well. And I came walking out, and it was, I don't know what time it was. It was like 1 a.m. or whatever it was. My father was pacing around the street, pacing back in front of the venue, just like, and he saw me, and he's like, he was so mad. He told me he started smoking cigarettes again because of me. And he's like, he's smoking a cigarette. He goes, you see what you did to me? You see what you did to me? I'm going, come on, man. And he drove me home, and eventually, about 4 hours later, I was in an ambulance on the way to the hospital, and I was...
Okay, so back up. Like, you started to have a medical issue.
During the show.
Yeah. But and did you call your dad?
No, I didn't want to tell anybody.
Okay.
I didn't say anything. I just made it through the end of the show.
Yeah.
And I got outside, and there's my dad. Oh, you made me start smoking again. And he's cruising around, and he's driving me home, and we're not talking to each other. I'm going like, and I started getting really ill, and they just thought I was on drugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
And as it turned out, it was an appendicitis attack. And I was in the hospital for 3-4 days. They let me go, and then it exploded, and I was in the hospital for a month.
Wow.
And I pretty much nearly died. They told me, and I was
Right after your first show.
right after. And I was lucky to survive my first show. And I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a month after my first show, with tubes and horrible things.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I guess I got some cred for it.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
that's a deadhead story. There it
yeah,
is
no,
right there.
truly. And the fact that you saw this show,
This show, the Brooklyn Bridge show. Oh yeah.
fucking insane.
And I made it through the end. There it is.
And you're here right now. And we live a couple blocks from each other, and
Oh yeah.
you're telling this story now.
Thank you so
I
much.
fucking
for
love it.
having
No,
me.
it doesn't matter. Me, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm stoked that I live near you and we can talk. And Jordana, all the way from Mexico, absorbing all this story.
Good
All right.
story.
Let's drop it here. Fuck, love you guys. Here we go. Boop.